Here's my deck list. Pretty standard stuff from what's coming out of the Discord. It's a Pox deck. You got 4 Pox. You splash green for Life from the Loom and a couple of Abrupt Decays. It's nice. Yeah, and Life from the Loom goes very well with Smallpox and Lux Island. That's the point. And Life from the Loom also goes very well with Urza Saga. So we got 3 Sagas and our Saga package. Just 4 little cards, 3 little cards. It's fine. And so otherwise, just normal Pox stuff, except I'm on 3 Ashiok. I really like Ashiok. It's one of my favorite cards in Magic right now. I don't think there's a matchup where this is not relevant, except for like, Burn and Mono Red Prism, red decks basically. But even against your aggro decks like Elves or D&T, it does a lot of work. And of course, it's really good versus anything graveyard based, except Reanimator, usually a little bit too fast for Ashiok. But sometimes you're on the play and they just have Faithless Looting starts and you can get them. And even against Reanimator, they can't Entomb. And then, of course, it's really good against the fair blue decks, like Miracles, Band, Control, and stuff like that, because they can't search, they can't use their fetch lands. That's what's so good. You can keep them off of Uro. It's really good against Uro. It's just good against everything. It's obviously the nuts against Doomsday, which is all over the place in MTGO these days. So couldn't recommend Ashiok more. In my mono black one, I actually play 4 main deck Ashiok because I don't have this decking them is one of my main win conditions, so I need all 4 because this one doesn't have Urza Sagas. But we got Urza Sagas today, so we're going to be winning with constructs. So only 3 of these because they're so good, but you don't really want more than 1. And I really like Sphere Resistance as well in the sideboard. Otherwise, pretty standard stuff. I got 5 pieces of Graveyard Hate because I'm just tired of losing to Reanimator. These cards I don't know about. They're pretty bad. Deluge is probably necessary, but these 4 cards, I don't know what I'm doing. I had this in the main deck before and this one in the sideboard. But there are so many matchups. Liliana of the last hope is just useless. And like I just was going, I love Ashiok, so I switched them. Whatever. So let me show you my match. Alright, here's the gameplay. I apologize for any quality issues. I don't usually do this, so I don't have a setup. I'm just using the Windows game capture thing with a microphone. So here we go. I won the die roll, which is always fun. And look at this hand. You get turn 1 Himdatorak. 2 Smallpox, a little bit awkward in some matchups, but it's fine. So let's see. I think I just him, and I get Spell Pierce and Scalding Tarn. Okay. Have to discard the Wasteland to get double black. It's fine. And he just turn 1 passes. I drew the worst card I could have drawn probably, just because you really don't need a 3rd Smallpox. And Thought sees him. Pretty standard stuff. And he's on Blue-White Miracles, which is a pretty good matchup. And I like that this is his hand, because I can just take the Narset, and what has he got? Not much left. I don't care if he forces anything. In fact, I was planning on using Smallpox as a bait spell for Force of Will. I was thinking about it. Sometimes they just force Smallpox, but if you don't draw land, that's very risky. But instead of a land, I drew the best card I could have drawn, I think, Life from the Loam. So now these Smallpoxes are looking great. So I can just Life from the Loam, get my lands back, and start making land drops. Next turn, I can Life from the Loam again, and I can cast Life from the Loam and Smallpox if I hit a land. Just Basic Mountain, it's fine. So he's on the red splash, but I don't think he's running any red cards in the main deck. That's just for Prismatic Ending and sideboard Pyroblast. So of course I dredge Life from the Loam. Don't hit a land. That's rough. So that means I can't double spell this turn. So I just cast Smallpox. Whatever, discard my Life from the Loam. Sacrifice a land. So I'm just going to do the same thing next turn. Dredge Life from the Loam. And just try to grind through his lands. See, he missed a land drop, so everything's going well. this time I do hit lands. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. What did I do? Oh, so I cast Life from the Loom, targeting these lands, and he force willed it. Exiling Predict. Don't know why he wouldn't exile the other force will, but he just thought I was getting too many cards too fast, so. But it's fine. It's force of will, not force negation. So just do it again next turn. Dredge Life from the Loom, cast Life from the Loom. And he did find a land drop, and then he does this. And then I'm thinking, oh no. If he has force negation, I'm kind of fucked. Double island. Okay. Tapping all of his lands. What 3 mana spell could he have? Ah, no, it's Snapcaster Mage. We're okay. He does Spell Pierce it though, which is, I don't know, kind of another time walk. So, Life from the Loom gets countered, and just gotta do it again next turn, I guess. Making some land drops now. I'm more excited about the Smallpox finally resolving because he now is a creature, so that'll be good. Same thing. This time finally resolves. I decided to go for Swamp. I'm not ready to make tokens with Urza's Saga. One thing I chose not to do. One reason to play Saga would be if you want to get it to Chapter 3 as fast as possible to find your Pithing Needle, but mine's already in my graveyard. That's for Jace, because if he plays Jace, like obviously his deck's going to have lots of Jaces, and he's got 4 mana, and I've got no way to deal Jace. I guess another reason to play Saga, even though my Needle's in the graveyard, would be to start making creatures. But I think I got to work through the Snapcaster Mage first, so that means I can cast Smallpox next turn. Okay, Counterbalance. I don't really care about Counterbalance. I don't think, like, we don't play a lot of 1-drops, and we just don't care if our spells get countered as much, I guess. So I stopped judging Life from the Loom, time to draw some cards. I already have enough lands. How do I play this? I Wasteland him first, just to, because I don't want him to sack the Mystic Sanctuary. I want him to have fewer than 4 lands for things like Jace, like I just said. Okay, fetching. I guess he knows the top part of his library, maybe. I forget, I wasn't keeping track. Alright, Counterbalance, flip some island. Discard a land, sacrifice a land, play land. Now I play the Saga, because next turn I can just start activating it and try to finish this game. I guess I could have played the Smallpox next turn instead, but I don't know, my opponent is clearly shields down, and I guess I think it's just time to start making some tokens. Go. I think I know. Yeah, my opponent doesn't have any cards in hand, so let's get rid of all these. Yeah, my opponent has no cards in hand, and I don't want to cast spells into Counterbalance anyways. Like, if you can win without casting spells, you might as well just do that. Unfortunately, he finds Teferi here, but that's actually a little bit of a double-edged sword, because I still get to make the construct, and I get to just reset my Saga, which is not terrible. Although, you know, I can always stretch back to definitely ways. I'm still trying to get into the habit of, not habit, but learn when it's the right time to dredge your Life from the Looms and play your Sagas. I guess I don't want to miss a land drop next turn, so I figure I might as well dredge Life from the Loom now, get it going. Alright. So yeah, this sets me up well for next turn. Kind of can't play the Smallpox anymore because I have a creature on the board. Like, I definitely don't want to play it. But I don't have to. So this doesn't counter. Reveals. What does it reveal? I don't know. Maybe the notice not telling me. Oh, he did not use the Counterbalance ability. Oh, because he just pondered. He knows this top card. Probably set a 2-drop on top. Oh, see, here's the Jace. Jace is pretty good. He can just bounce his contract. But I have the tools to beat it on board. He's got only 1 card in his hand, so I'm not super worried about it. But it turns out this game goes on for quite a while longer, so So good for him. What do I do here? Oh, yeah, just nothing. Just make some constructs. That's all I'm going to be doing for a while, making constructs. Like I said, there's a counterbalance in play. No reason to cast spells if you don't have to, if you have perfectly good ways to use your mana without casting spells. Yeah, he gets a free brainstorm. Again, he can kind of set up the counterbalance. He knows I'm going to have lots of 2-drops, so he might put a 2-drop on top. I don't know. Ponder. Sure. I don't really know what he's looking for because his deck's not really well positioned against us. Like, he has nothing to interact with these sagas, really. And like, I'm going to be making sagas, and he's going to start like using swords to plowshares to deal with them to keep his Jace in play. Which is fine. He keeps his Jace, but it's obviously a lot of card advantage for us. He's only got 1 card in his hand, and like I can make a construct every turn. Like, I probably make a construct every turn for the rest of this game. And if he's spending cards on it, then, you know, what are you doing? At this point, my hand's full of mana, so I'm just trying to get ahead on mana. I don't know. I'll probably fetch up a Mox Diamond here. Just need more lands. Or maybe I'm afraid of Snapcaster Mage. Actually, I think I'm afraid of Snapcaster Mage here. So I just get the Spellbomb. Yeah, because I can play my land drop this turn, and I can get Mox Diamond next turn with this anyways. Like, that's actually the only other artifact left in my deck. So I have an extra mana floating with Saga, so I just make the construct now, and then end of turn I can make another construct. Sorry, this is a servo. And he's got 1 card in his hand, so like I'm just trying to wrap up this game now, and it's around this time that I start noticing that he's up 2 minutes on the clock. And this is definitely showing signs of being a very grindy matchup, so clock management you really have to worry about. Unfortunately, he keeps throwing things out. What does he bounce? He bounces the servo. Yeah, because the fairy's going to go to 1 anyway, so the servo is just like a free Planeswalker kill. Now I got to choose which one to kill, because I only got 1 attacker. And I think he even has another Swords to Plowshares here, so like, yeah. So he's just working card advantage through his Planeswalkers and just keeps swords through my constructs. But, you know, he's only got 4 swords, so he's going to run out of them sooner or later. And I think he's got more Snapcaster Mages, but I'm just going to leave the Spellbomb in play. I'm not going to crack it until I have to. Alright, Saga's on 3, so that's why I dredged Life from the Loom, because I just want to keep playing Sagas. In fact, I probably could have done this last turn. I managed my mana better, maybe. So, unfortunately, I milled the Mox Diamond, so this is my last Mox. At this point in the game, you always need more mana with Retrofitter Foundry, so there's no reason not to. And here, actually, Snapcaster off the top counters the Life from the Loom, so I missed my Saga drop this turn, which means that he gets to at least bounce my construct, and I have no way to pressure these Planeswalkers at all for a solid turn cycle. Or 2, I suppose. So this is where he starts to gain the advantage back, and then I really take a hard look at the clock and think, oh dear, I gotta start playing faster, because I'm no longer winning this game, and if I lose a long grindy game, that's not great. Alright, he's ticking up his Planeswalkers, drawing some cards, playing some lands. He's up to 3 cards in his hand. That's not good. He passes the turn, so I assume he's got something for this construct. Did I draw here? Why did I draw here instead of dredging Life from the Loom? I don't know. Seems like... Oh, maybe because I want to activate... Yeah, I think I just counted the mana. If I cast Life from the Loom, can I activate Factory? Let's see what I did. Yeah, because his planes are actually 2, so Factory seems great here. Get in. I attack both on the Jace, because I obviously he's passing the turn without killing the construct and 6 man up. Like, I assume he's got something, so I attack both on the Jace just to get the Jace dead. Teferi I can deal with later. Not a big impact. Planeswalker. And luckily it works. And I just play a Wasteland. waste his Tundra. Why not? And he does indeed have the swords, so it's a good thing I did that play. That's the third swords the plowshares. Right? Yeah, there they are. 3 of them in the graveyard. Okay, so now I'm kind of feeling better. It's just ticking up things. I get to make another. But he just has another Jace. Yeah, it bounces the construct. I get to make a 1/1. Unfortunately, they can't kill either of his planeswalkers. So now I definitely judge Life in the Loom. I'm also starting to worry about my deck size. I only have 23 cards left. So something, and then you can also start counting like which cards are left in your deck. You know, how many? I just milled 3 Lilianas and don't have another one, so I can know there's like 1 Liliana left in my deck if like that matters for something. Okay, but I successfully Life in the Loom, so I'm back on the Saga train. Unfortunately, I think I have to attack the Fairy here because I don't want him to bounce my Saga because it's an enchantment. No, I attack the Jace. Okay. Yeah, maybe I attack the Jace because he can't minus to bounce my Servo. And he does minus the Fairy to bounce the Saga, but that's not a huge deal. Like, and now I feel Jace is very much dead because I have 2 1/1s. Like, what is he gonna do? Double Swords to Plowshares? I don't think so. Alright, he's just playing lands. I want to go back here because here's where he makes a very pivotal play, I think, is this -3 mentor. Yeah, that's right. We still got a lot of Magic to play. This is the part of the match that is all about mentor. So I sacked the Thopter into a flyer because I really want to kill this Jace. And I know I can get the flying through all these blockers and these kind of blockers. Plays a Snapcast image in the beginning of my combat. I guess he's going for swords. I snap off the Spellbomb because I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for. Been sitting on the Spellbomb for the Snapcaster. But this is actually a bit of a misplay. You should let Snapcaster come into play first. Choose its targets, and then you get the Spellbomb. Because if he has Brainstorm or Swords of Plowshares here, you can still flash that back after his graveyard gets exiled. And so his graveyard's got now, but the Snapcaster Mage hasn't come into play yet, so he could play an instant now. He doesn't. Maybe, probably because he doesn't have one, or maybe he's playing around Cabal Pit. Who knows? But Snapcaster Mage just comes into play, no targets, it's fine. I attack Jace, I kill Jace, so that's good. He only has 1 card left in his hand, so maybe Mentor won't be that bad. That's what I'm thinking. And I play the Saga to get ready with Saga tokens, Construct tokens. Oh yeah, so here I decided just to snap off the Cabal Pit on Mentor, because I'm thinking if he had the swords, or if he had the swords, he probably would have saved this Jace. So the only card he really could have is Brainstorm, and he should have used Brainstorm before when Snapcaster came into play because of my misplay with the Spellbomb. So thinking he's got 1 card in his hand, you know, I'll just go for it. But he does have Brainstorm, so very disciplined play there, I suppose, playing around this Cabal Pit. Okay, but it's his last card, so again, not bad can Mentor be. Oh, I had already played my land for the turn. That's right. The Cabal Pit was the land for the turn. Well, his Brainstorm fell to Ponder. And his Ponder found him a Prismatic Ending on my Foundry. I do have the 2 mana to make another token, but I decide to turn this up to a 4/4 because look at all these tokens on the ground. I think I need a few turns of blocking, so just to stop from losing the game, really, to one of these tokens. At this point, I'm really thinking of just conceding the game because my opponent is up more than 2 minutes on the clock. It's been like if I concede now, I could conceivably win the match still. But if I wait another 2 or 3 minutes off my clock and then lose. It's just I've basically lost the match. Unless I could get ahead on time. But I've been playing faster for a while now, and I'm not getting ahead on time. So I really think I should concede at this point. So I was about to concede, but then he attacks with his monster inventory. It's a 4/4. I have a 4/4. I think if I'm going to concede anyways, I might as well just block. I don't really understand this attack. I think this is a misplay. Maybe he's bluffing. He thinks there's no way I'll block. He's got a card left in his hand. But he didn't know I was thinking about conceding, so you can't bluff a guy who's wanting to concede. So after I blocked, I'm thinking, well, okay, maybe I can still get through all these tokens. They're not that bad anymore. I'm gonna need more constructs, so for the 10th time, I just start playing Saga again. Now I can play small box. That's a nice little opportunity to sneak this small box I've been holding in there. But of course, naturally counters it. He did play Ponder the turn before, so well done him. Yeah, and then he plays a spell. I place the counterbalance. Attacks me for 8. Can't do anything, but just playing my lands. I'm not gonna dredge. Draw another Saga naturally. Now I can make a construct, and now I can't even really attack. I know the constructs are 3/3, so I can't attack anything. Make it next turn. I'm still not dredging. Just Ghost Quarter, pretty useless. Just taking up sagas and making more constructs for a while. Let's see, do I attack here? I think I attack here. Yeah, might as well. 4/4, I can make it a 5/5, 6/6, no problem. If he wants to triple block and play spell or something, that's great for me. Alright, here he misplays because he reveals his Miracle Terminus. I guess he's trying to play fast as well, so probably just a misclick there. But that's very valuable information that I know there's a Terminus in his hand. I thought he was going to play it, obviously, because he's put the Miracle Trigger on the stack, but he decides not to. I guess he wants to wait for the next Saga token. Or yeah, maybe he changed his mind after he put the trigger on the stack. Well, my Saga's in the gun anyway, so I might as well make a construct. I'm gonna tap. Do I dredge here? Yeah, I think I dredge here. I mill one of my few remaining Ashians, unfortunately. And I've only got one more in the deck. But if I draw it, he's got 18 cards left in his library. I've got 15 cards left in my library. It's really pretty good. Play another Saga, anticipating that I will need more constructs after this Terminus goes off. But this is a misplay. Actually, I have a much better play. Can you see it? I attack the constructs because why not? He blocks because he's going to turn this. Why not? Alright, and then I'm done. Oh, I might as well cast this Life in the Loom. The better play would have been. What's he doing? Oh, he's going to force a will, hardcast Force of Life, and just slow me down a little bit. Maybe he's already playing to win this game on the clock, so it's okay, good for him. The better play would have been to Ghost Quarter at this point. He's got 17 cards left in his library. I don't think he's got another basic white source, and then if he can't turn this here, then he just lost this game. And that would have won the game right here, I think, if I had done that. But I wasn't thinking about it, even though I knew he had to turn this. Just wasn't thinking about it. But whatever. More dredge, more Life in the Looms, because I'm gonna need more Sagas. My Life in the Loom, take some Sagas, they're attacking, Factory, 13. Gotta get this game over with. And Narset, endings both my diamonds, so actually I'm kind of a little pinch for mana here. Without those diamonds, my Sagas are gonna go to the graveyard. But whatever. So I'll make another token. We're back. Construct is back. Save. Still hoping to draw the Ashak. So playing more Sagas. Just trying to keep this game moving and win as fast as possible. I'm trying to play faster, but He's playing really fast too. Does he have this turn? Like, is another mentor? Like, come on, dude! I'm just trying to end this game. Stop playing things. But this time I do top deck the Ashen, and that changes everything. So he's got 12 cards left in his library. I decided Ashen is how I'm going to win this game. But I make a construct anyways, and I attack anyways. No reason not to. But I'm going to play Ashiok and just start milling him. And that puts him on a 3-turn clock. I think it's harder for him to disrupt. He might have more interaction for creatures. I don't think he has more interaction for planeswalkers. He's got 3 endings in the graveyard already. And I know I didn't count it at the time. Maybe he's got one more ending. But I'm going to play Ashiok regardless. And even one activation of Ashiok puts him to decking first if it comes down to it. Because I only had 10 cards left on my library. Now he's got 8 chosen cards down to 7. And he actually does have another terminus, so I'm very happy I played the Ashiok because there's nothing else to do. Draw a card, Ashiok you, 3 cards. This last turn to do something. He's only got 2 cards left in his library, so that's just. The game's already over. I get the final Ashiok activation in, and I win game 1, finally. On turn 25, with 10 minutes left on the clock. You can win game 1 with 10 minutes left. You can't lose game 1 with 10 minutes left. So, and I was really trying to play faster. I was hoping to catch up. Usually I can catch up. There's too much clicking going on with this deck. You have to cancel every draw. It's rough. Alright, well, thanks for watching. It's a great game. And I do end up winning the match on the next one. I don't think I'm going to go through that game, but it was pretty fast. It was kind of similar to this one, just faster.